You know what dawned on me when this final episode started to air, and then I concluded it? The Rising of the Shield Hero has been ongoing since this year began. Since 2019 started, since the winter of anime began, we have been watching this series. It's crazy to think that it's been literally half a year. It's been half a year since we started this series, and now it's come to an end. I don't know if we'll ever get a season 2. I hope we do. But it's sad to see a series go. I don't think Rising of the Shield Hero is a perfect series. I want to be honest. It's had its ups and downs. And I know you can argue with the second half of the Rising of the Shield Hero and the conclusion of the events in the recent episodes. Not like this final arc, but with the Pope and stuff, people can argue that it was very weak. I can understand that point of view. But even then, though, I think many can agree that regardless, it has been a very enjoyable series to watch this year. Definitely one of the top contenders for one of the best series of this year. At least just for enjoyability alone. And I'm sad. I'm legitimately sad that it's ended. Like, it's over. And we didn't get an announcement for a season 2. I mean, there's obvious setup for a season 2 with this finale, but it's not outright announced, which means that it could be years until we get a season 2 announcement, because I know, from what I have heard, the web novel is actually done. That's what I've been told. I could be wrong, but I was told that the web novel is done. The light novel is still being made, and it's really far ahead from what I've seen personally, actually. Like, I went to my local Books A Million, and they were like on volume 13, 14, or whatever. That's pretty far. That's really, really far. So, because of that, I'm like, there's probably enough content left to animate. But it really comes down to, did the Rising of the Shield Hero do well? Personally, I think it did, at least in the States, the West. I think the Rising of the Shield Hero probably did really good. But what it really does come down to, though, I think it comes down to the sales and its ratings in Japan. I don't really know how good it was doing or not, but I do hope it's sold enough to be able to warrant a potential season 2. I think it's popular enough. And I mean, with the recent events of Isekai Quartet with its conclusion, it may hint at maybe Naofumi joining Isekai Quartet, but that's left to be seen. But anyways, it's come to an end. After 6 months of watching this series, it is finally over. And man, I'm going to be honest, I'm probably going to continue the series. Like, I think I'm going to pick up the light novels. Like, I have the first 4 light novels already. I'm probably going to pick up the light novels, start from the beginning and read everything, because obviously, even if an anime is good, it will never be able to contend with the light novel. It's common sense. It's like books to a movie and all that. And the movie can be good as much as you want it to be, but at the end of the day, if you want all the nitty-gritty details and all the stuff, then obviously you should probably read the books. So that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to pick up the light novel and start reading the series and see how it is, see the differences, etc. Because usually when I really enjoy an isekai series, like, let's say ReZero, Tanya, Overlord, Konosuba, I usually read ahead or read the light novels and stuff because I really enjoy those type of series. I really crave those type of series. So I'm probably going to do the exact same thing now that the series is over. But okay, let's talk about this finale. I think I've kept you waiting long enough. I think with the way this episode ended, it's a perfect conclusion. Like, okay, it didn't conclude everything. Like, obviously, there's still answers that need to be told us. Like, we need answers for, like, what's going on in these other worlds, to the waves and all that, the true meaning behind all the waves, to, how many other worlds have been, destroyed thanks to these waves, like, equivalent to what's happening to Glass and Lark and all them. There's a lot of things that need to be explained. We still need to see all the different countries and stuff that's within Naofumi's world. There's a lot of things still left to really dive into, so it's not necessarily concluded. Like, the main story isn't concluded, but in terms of what we set out for with this series beginning, we got it. See, let's look at what this final episode represents, and then look at the title of the series and how the first episode was, too. When the first episode aired, yes, it's an isekai series, and we knew there was a goal. Naofumi had to be able to fight back against these waves and stuff. Cool. But it was never really about that at the start. It was mainly about Naofumi being framed, accused of things he did not do, his entire image being destroyed in the country he's in, Melomark, and he needed to redeem himself. He had nothing, and basically the shield hero was looked at as utter garbage. He had no reason to be there at all. Nobody cared for him. Nobody respected him. Nobody wanted to be around him. And eventually, as we know, he met Raftalia and Philo, etc., and he carried on with his journey. And regardless of how you feel about the quality of the series or how it went down or up or whatever, we know what his journey was, to be able to attain, what he once was, be able to have people realize that he is innocent, he didn't do those horrific things that he was accused of. And eventually, he did get rid of those accusations, and the populace did start to respect him. However, it did not mean that Naofumi instantly cared about, the world. It's just like, after everything that's done, he cares about certain individuals, but he doesn't care about everyone. He'll keep moving on and all that. And what this finale really represents is Naofumi has risen as the shield hero. He is now actually risen. He's no longer the rising of the shield hero. Like, that's what this journey was, the rising of the shield hero, and now he has risen. He is an official shield hero that is recognized. People recognize him for who he is, and not as some monster or whatever, or just as a plain hero. They know who he really is. They recognize his name and all that, and it just shows a major change and how much growth this story has gotten since the first episode to now, and him being able to make his own little section, like civilization or nation, and building upon it, being able to build an army, teach civilians certain little trade secrets and stuff. It allows him to get ready for the upcoming events in this world, for the upcoming waves. So it's a perfect conclusion. I mean, for what we wanted, at least the title did not lie. Like, the rising of the shield hero. That's exactly what this season was about, because he did rise. He is no longer just rising, he's risen, because now he's recognized. So, what's next? Well, Naofumi, he creates a nation. He goes the Rimuru route from slime, reincarnated as a slime. He actually creates a nation, which is kind of funny, because a lot of isekai recently, I've noticed, have been really focusing on building nations, like Overlord, Rimuru from Reincarnated as a Slime, and then now this. I'm just like, what's with this? Like, I've noticed isekai has been starting to do this, which is not bad. I actually like it, but it just, like, it's definitely a trend that's been going on recently, I've noticed, at least in anime form. Maybe for a while it's been in light novels, but at least in anime form I've been noticing it's happening a little bit more. But I do welcome it. So, Naofumi, he's making a nation that could survive once the heroes are gone, which I think is really smart. It's a smart idea, because if there's one thing that I think Naofumi and everybody has learned that's traveled with him throughout this series, is that the public, they really don't know how to properly fight these waves. They don't have the training to be able to fight. And Naofumi wants to help citizens be prepared for it. He wants citizens to be able to rise up and defend themselves, even if a hero is not there. If a hero dies, the world still needs to be able to defend itself, because that's the big part about the message of this finale, is that there will come a time to when the heroes will not be there. Naofumi even states, even if he doesn't want to leave the world now and he wants to stay around for Raftalia and everybody, and he doesn't want to straight up leave, he's going to stay here to protect this world, it doesn't change the fact that something could happen to where he could die, or the other heroes die. And if that happens, the world needs to be able to step up, because there might be a point in time to where heroes will not be able to be summoned. And so they need to have a backup plan. And that is what Naofumi is setting up, a backup plan for if things truly go downhill pretty quickly. So yeah, I think it's a good conclusion. I think that I got what I wanted, what I expected from the series. And these final few episodes is a little bit more of an epilogue that kind of hints that we might get a season 2, which that's what I hope. I really do hope that these final, events of this season has definitely implied that we're going to get a season 2, because I just don't think it's right to focus so much time on, let's say, Lark's introduction, to finding out what the mystery behind Glass, to the waves and all that, to the new party member that joins Naofumi, to creating a nation, if they did not have plans for a continuation. It seems like it would be a load of waste of time to me. It would be better off if they were not going to ever continue it, by just making an anime original ending. Like, just straight up go completely off track and conclude it to where the waves are officially settled for all time. Even if it leaves plot holes, they could go that route if they didn't think they were ever going to get a season 2. So, for them to spend time on that, that means that they are leaving the door open for a season 2. So, that is good news. So, yeah. Gonna miss it. Let me know your thoughts. How do you feel about the finale? How do you feel about that scene with Raftalia and Naofumi? Do you think they kissed, or was it an awkward hug? I mean, be honest. I honestly don't want to think it's a kiss, but it does imply that maybe they kissed at the end, or that awkward position where they hid the camera and Raftalia's face. But like I said, I could be wrong. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Did you enjoy this series? Would you start it again after everything you know? And do you think we'll ever get a season 2? Please be honest. And so with that, I love you guys. And if you enjoy my content, please subscribe. If you like this video, please leave a like. And if you want to get notified for whenever I upload a video, please click the bell icon down below. Because for some reason, even if you click the subscribe button, you don't always get notified. So if you want to get notified, hit that bell icon. And with that, Chibi out.